Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. All right, with inflation, global unrest, talking about a recession, there is a lot of fear and what feels like a lot of panic right now. I was talking to a friend the other day and she was like, oh yeah, the housing market, I mean, it's going to be worse than the Great Depression. And I was like, wait, how do you know? She's like, well, this guy on TikTok was talking about it and like all this stuff. And I was like, oh no. So listen, there's a lot of talk out there, a lot of emotion, but I would encourage you when it comes to these kind of situations, do your research, but listen to facts, okay? Facts are your friends. And this is why I wanted to do this segment so that you can get information, you can get facts, learn, and make your own opinion. I want you guys to learn this stuff. Don't just take everything I say and just run with it. Actually look into this. And so you can form a really great opinion, again, based on facts, not feelings. So again, it makes sense that a lot of people are freaking out about the housing market because interest rates are up and it just feels like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? People are asking, should I avoid buying right now? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the housing market. So housing prices are based completely on supply and demand, which means there is a supply. Are there a lot of houses for sale? Are there not a lot of houses? Are there new houses being built? Are there not? Where are we here? And how many buyers are in the market? Are there a lot of buyers trying to buy? Or are there not a lot of buyers out there? Well, right now, I think everyone would vote, yes, there's a lot of buyers. It feels like people everywhere are trying to sell or they're looking to buy, they're moving states. There's lots of buyers right now in the market. And supply is low, low on new home builds and even for existing homes. So right now there is still a big gap, which is different than 2008. 2008, for people going out to buy a home, it shot way down, and the people that were in homes were in terrible mortgages. They had nothing down, they had no equity, and it was a disaster. So 2008 is much different than what we're feeling right now. So listen, the housing market has slowed down because of interest rates. So you're gonna feel like, okay, it's slowing down a little bit, but what home values are showing is that they are not necessarily going down. In fact, when you look at the statistics, it's fascinating. They went up 32%. 32% house prices went up in 2020. That's insane. 18% in 2021. And so far, 7% now, okay? So it is slowing down on what their value is each year, but the value is still going up, right? So we're at 7% now. We're not at a negative right now. And people are like, well, what goes up must come down. That's gravity. That's not necessarily the housing market. So real estate prices are expected to keep going up in the next 5 years. Now, we don't have a crystal ball. So yes, could something out of left field just crazy happen that no one sees? Yes, that could happen. But that's more based on emotion, not facts. So we're looking at facts here. Okay, so what does all of this mean? Well, it means that if you're waiting for housing prices to go down, and for there to be this huge bubble that bursts and it's going to go back to 2018 of what housing prices were, it's probably not going to happen, you guys. Now, I do not want you to feel pressured or rushed into buying a home if you're not ready. But if you are financially ready to buy and you're in a situation where you can buy, I would still encourage you to still buy. Go ahead, look at your options, and we'll talk about if you're ready to buy here in a second. But remember, don't feel pressured in this, because I think there's some people on the other end of the spectrum where everyone's talking about housing, and it's like, oh my gosh, what do you do? And it makes you feel like you got to get in the game, and you're looking at all this. If you don't have to buy, if you're never planning on buying, you don't have to buy right now. It's okay. So how do you know if you are ready? Well, you're ready to buy a house when you're completely debt-free. Yep, that's right. You have a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, and you have a good down payment saved. So 20% down is ideal because then you avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, which will make your monthly payment less, which is great. But you can put 5% down. You can put 10% down if you're a first-time home buyer. But again, be prepared to make those PMI payments. Now, no matter the size of your down payment, you always want a 15-year fixed rate with no more than 25 to 30% of your take-home pay going to your mortgage, which includes your principal, taxes, insurance, PMI, HOA fees, all of it. So steer clear of any VA loans or FHA loans or adjustable rate, all of those. A fixed rate is what you want to do. Now, if you buy now, your interest rate is going to be higher than it was 6 months ago. But if interest rates go back down, you can always refinance later. So just take a deep breath, stay calm, don't freak out and panic. Don't listen to all the feelings out there. Look at the facts and do your own research again. Don't just take my word for it, okay? I want you to actually look into this stuff because it's really important to have knowledge in this. Facts are your friends, and I can't stress that enough. And as we're going into a season that probably more than likely is going to be a recession, I mean, there's stuff happening, you guys. And again, it's not to freak you out because what we teach works in good times and bad times. So continue to work the baby steps and don't let words and all this language out there just panic you. Look at your facts and make decisions on what's best for you and your family. Now, I'll share this video if you have a friend who's thinking like, should I buy a house? Should I sell my house right now? Send this to them. Now, for a deeper dive on this entire subject of the housing market, you can check out the Ramsey event that we did recently called the Real Estate Reality Check. So you can find that at ramseysolutions.com/reality check. So remember, no matter what, continue to control your money. You are the one in charge of it. You're the one making your decisions. And you're going to be wise about it. You got this. You got this. Because remember, like we always say, you want to take control of your money and create a life you love.